Welcome on board. So every derivative traders and other forex traders, I'm excited to have you on board. Um, so I'll let's make a little introduction on how I trade, you know, because traders have their trading strategy, but this is a generally used trading strategy. No too much complication, making the chart simple, and all of that. So this is derivative and it's not just limited to derivative traders. Yeah, it's for every forex trader. There's an opportunity for you to learn whether you're an expert or you're a newbie in trading. But the purpose of this channel is actually to post weekly analysis so that we can, know what to expect from the markets every week. I'm so excited to have you guys on board, and you can do it to subscribe to the channel if you found this helpful and educative to you. All right, so I'm Chimuich, and let me just do a quick introduction of how I trade and the tools I use for trading. The tools I use for trading is I use the support and resistance level, which is a vital, strategy for trading. I use the trend line, and I use the moving average as an indicator. Now, there's a reason why I use the moving average, because the moving average helps me to know where the market is going to likely have a reversal, or it gives a sign of a support or a resistance. That's what the moving average helps me to know. Sometimes it helps me know that, okay, when the market is reversing, it will definitely start maybe buying or selling from a particular moving average. Now, maybe when I start analyzing, we'll get to that part. All right, so this is the Viv, and I'm glad to have you guys on board once again. Now, I'm taking a few analysis today. Today is Thursday. I just want to use this medium to do a kind of introduction to this channel, and so you should know what to expect. Now, in this week analysis, I'm just going to be fast about it. We're going to analyze the 75 1S and also 25 index, 100 index, and oh, sorry about that. Then the V10 index, V51S, and V50 index. Now, most of the derivative indices are very, very volatile. And why you should treat derivative is because you don't need to worry about checking the news. You don't need to worry about fundamental analysis if you don't have that time to start doing all those things. It's just purely on technical analysis now, which is a very good edge for people who don't know how to interpret news and all of that. What other forex currency traders are looking for or are trading, the RIF also gives you that leverage, and even on a much more better scale. All right, so let's dive into the chart. And in this week, we'll be talking about the 75 1S. Currently, you can see I'm on a 24 hours time frame, and you need to know how analysis is being done so that you will know what to expect from the market. Now, I always start my analysis from 24 hours time frame because it gives you a bigger picture or a bigger view of what the market is generally doing. You understand? The general move of the market, that was what the 24 hours time frame helps you to do. Now, looking at this chart, we can see that it is generally a sell, a downtrend, but there was a buy that happened, and which was this. That's why I drew a trend line from this point to this point. Now, this is the 24 hours time frame. You don't take trades from here. Then you still have to go to lower time frame to know the current move of the market. There's general move of the market. There's the current move of the market. Now you can see series of lower highs and lower highs and lower low. Now, for those who are still new to forex trading, you can still use this medium to learn learn. Yeah, but I'm still going to have maybe one-on-one section with some people, or I'll have a separate video for teaching newbies. Derivative is very easy. It's not different from the currency market. Just that a lot of people trade the currency market, but derivative for me is the best. For me is the best because you can make a whole lot of money from trading derivative indices. Now, from the 8 hours time frame, we can see series of what of lower highs and lower lows. And this is a sign that there is a downtrend in motion, right? From the 4 hours time frame, now I drew this trend line, and you can see there's a breakout from this trend line. People who are still newbies might not really understand this part, but I think expert traders will know what I'm talking about. Now, when there is a breakout from a trend line and they retest to that trend line, it shows that either the market is done buying or selling, whichever way it is. Now you can see why I use the moving average. Now from the 4 hours, you can see that there is a moving average that moves down here, and it's also correspondence to this trend line. Now when there is a breakout and there is a retest, you see it came to this moving average. It came back to this what? It touches this moving average before what? It started selling down. Now, this is why I use moving average, because it gives you, points whereby markets might start reversing, or it gives you a point whereby markets might start buying or selling. Now, you can see from the 4 hours time frame, you can see that there is a downtrend in motion. Currently, the market is at this level, and there was a double bottom formation, and that is why you can see that let's move to the 2 hours time frame. You can see that price got to this level, and there is a double bottom formation which sends price higher. Now in 75-1S, we should expect, since it's a downtrend, it's a selling market, we are not going to buy in the selling market. But in the market, we have the buyers, we have the sellers. Now, there are people who are looking for opportunities to buy, and people who are looking for opportunities to sell. And while there are people who are just looking for opportunities to buy alone or to sell alone, now you should know what kind of trader you are. All right, so in this case scenario, we are looking for a sell case scenario. A selling case scenario, that's what we should look for, because it is currently on a downtrend. But because of this formation, because of this double bottom formation, is sending price higher. Now it's currently on a significant level of support or resistance, because right now it looks like it's about breaking up from the resistance zone. So resistance from here. If price should break out a huge engulfing candle and a retest, then I might probably, have my buy. But there must be a bullish candle and a retest to this zone before I can go in for a buy. I'm more of an aggressive trader, but sometimes I also trade conservatively. Sorry, I also trade conservatively. So for the 75-1S, 75-1S is not too volatile, but it's also a good volatile market. Now, because we've seen a double bottom, which is a price action trading technique. You've seen a double bottom. That's why it's sending price up. But the current trend of the V75-1S is a downtrend. It's a downtrend. All right, so that is for the 75-1X. Then let's move to the Volatility 25 index. Volatility 25 index, from the higher time frame, we can see, this is a bit tricky. You can see that from the higher time frame, we are seeing a sell, because this is a high, this is another high, and this is another high. So it is signifying that the general trend is a sell. But let's move to the 8 hours time frame. From the 8 hours time frame, we can see that the market is on a bullish trend. It's on a bullish trend. Now, still going back to 4 hours time frame, market is on a bullish trend. Now, there was a breakout. There was a breakout from this channel and not really a perfect retest. Now, you can see that price has also broken out from this area of resistance, this area of value. Now, I'm still going to take our time to explain area of values. Areas of values are more like a major support and resistance zones. Now, from 2 hours time frame, you can see that the moving average is currently aligning with this area of value. Now, price has broken out and we're expecting a retest, but for this market, I'm actually looking out for a sell case scenario. Why? Because from here, you can see a high, you can see another high, a lower high now. And this has formed a lower low. So I won't, because of this, go in for a buy. For the V25 index, I think is more likely to look for a sell case scenario than a buy. But like I said, we have different kinds of traders. But if I should look for a buy case scenario, that means because price has broken out from this zone, it broke out, got to this point, and pushed price back up again. And now it's currently on the support zone, above the support zone. Now you can see that there is a pullback here because what? Because there is a moving average here from the 1 hour time frame. Now, this is why it's very important to use the moving averages because it helps a lot to know where market is likely going to reverse. Now, as you can see, there's a reversal here. There was a rejection here, and currently price is showing a bit of rejection. For the 25 index, I don't think I have any bias for now. What I'm looking at for is for price to either break out from this zone and retest, then before I can look for a sell case scenario. But as it is, I don't think I'll be going in for a buy or for a sell. I have other trades that I'm watching out for. Now, this is Thursday. Actually, this video was just for the introductory parts and, explaining why this channel is currently in existence for derivative traders and other forex traders. Now, this is V100 index. V100 index, I've been on this index for a while now, and if you look at it from the MetaTrader 5 app, you can see that there has been a very strong bullish sell for a long time. This is the derivative trading view site. But if you look from the MetaTrader 5, you can see that it has been on a very massive sell. So for this buy that happened, let's move to the 4 hours time frame. Don't take much time. There was a buy that currently happened from the V100 index, and this is the buy that happened, and it got to this level, and we can see ever since this point, you can see a sign of a lower high and a lower low. But since it is still on this major support and resistance zone, we cannot look for a sell case scenario at this point. Why? Because it is still on a support zone. For you to start looking for a sell case scenario, you have to wait for the market to either break out from this zone and have a proper retest. Then before we can say, okay, let's buy. Or if we are still going for a buy case scenario, we can wait for price to break out from this trend line and have a retest, then we can go for a buy as a swing trade. But it is more better to go for a sell with what I'm currently seeing and based on the 24 hours time frame, because the V100 index has been on a massive sell for years now. So it is probably a very good analogy, or is logical to look for a sell case scenario. But you know how Forex works now. It's not 100% predictable. Anything is possible. But as it is, what you should expect from the V100 index is either for it to break out from this zone, which is a very, very strong and a very, very strong support zone. It's a very, very strong and support zone. So I advise for the V100 index, you should just wait for either a break from this zone and a retest before going in for a sell. Let's move to the V10 index. The V10 index, as you can see, the overall trend is a bearish market. But let's go to the 8 hours time frame. From the 8 hours time frame, you can see that market made a similarly double bottom pattern and started pushing price upward. And price has still been on the buying trend. Price has still been on the buying trend. And let's take a look from the 2 hours time frame. And V10 index is a very, very good index that I've been trading for some time. I love its movement and the rest. Now, from the V10, okay, let's take a look at the 4 hours again. And you can see that price broke up from this trend line. Price broke up from this trend line. I've already removed some things from the chart, but price is likely going to have a rejection because from the 24 hours time we can see what's the moving average, and definitely price is going to have a rejection. It's going to have a rejection. So for this trade, currently it is on a buy. So we should look more for a buy case scenario because we will not say, okay, because the market is massively, the general trend is a sell, then we should look for a sell. No, we have to follow what's the current market trend. There's the current market trend. It's the current market trend that you are likely to follow and not what the general trend. All right, so that being said, you can see that currently from 24 hours time frame, you can see that it's on a moving average. So there's likely to be a rejection. There's likely to be a rejection. But generally, the V10 index is buying. So we should look for a buying opportunity rather than what a sell opportunity. And for you to have a buy case scenario, for me, what I'll rather do is go wait for the daily time frame when there is a huge break, from this resistance zone, because this trend line, as you can see, is aligning with the trend line. So this is aligning with the trend line, showing that this is what there is a resistance here. So for me to go high, for me to go on a buy on the V10 index, you have to be patient enough to wait for a huge break from this trend line and this moving average, then a retest to the moving average or the trend line. Now, listen to me very well. I said a retest to the trend line or the moving average. When there's a retest to it, then you are likely to have a swing buy on the V10 index. They're likely to have a swing buy on the V10 index. So there's a high tendency that the V10 is going to have a swing buy. Now, when I mean swing means a trade that you leave for a lot of time. And from this trend line, we can see that there is already a breakout and a retest to this trend line. So it has given us a sign already, a clue that there might be a high tendency of this market going on a long buy. So that is that for the V10 index. I won't advice for a sell, but for the sellers or people who might be looking for a sell case scenario, what you should expect is if I'm to go on a sell in this trade, I have to wait for the market to break into this. This is a minor support, but since there's a resistance, the resistance is kind of a linear, a trend line shows what the linear support and resistance zone. That was trend lines helps to review. Now, for me to go on a sell for this kind of trade, which I might likely not do, is if the market enters back into the trend line and retests the trend line. That's what they call the fake out strategy. I will still come to that because there are different strategies I use in trading the market. Now, if price comes and if price enters the the trend line and we test it, then I might probably go for a sell, but I'm not really heavy on the sell on this trade. I'm looking out more on a buy because this is what the market is giving us from the 4 hours time. You can see that it is on a bearish move. So it is not logical to look for a sell case scenario. That is that for the V10 index. For the V51S, 51S has been on a sell, as you can see, has been on a sell. But there is a buy that happened, and I believe price is currently, continuing the sell trend. Like I said earlier on, that what your moving average helps you to know where there will be rejections. So you don't trade at that point where there will be rejection. This is what some traders do. They trade at the point where there are rejections and end up losing their money. Now, we are very, very sure, I'm very, very sure that there must be a rejection here because what? Because there is a moving average here. Now, let's take a look from the 4 hours time frame. Now, this in the 51, the 51S, I'm more likely looking for a sell because everything in this market is showing that market is continuing the selling pattern. I mean the sell trend, the downtrend, because you can see what's a high and a lower high here. So what I'm expecting from this market, I'm expecting a huge breakout, then a retest to this zone, because this zone is a very, very good area of value. A breakout and a retest to the zone before I can go for a buy. Then my stop loss will be somewhere around above here. Yes, my stop loss will be somewhere above here. Then my first take profits will be here because I believe the market is going to have a free fall. Going to have a free fall. But this moving average here is going to push the price back. Like there will be a rejection from this point. That is 100% assured. It's 100% assured. There will be a rejection from this side. But it doesn't mean that it will not still break the moving average. But it's just to tell you that, just give you a clue that, okay, if price should get here, there will be a rejection. Will be a rejection. So for the 51S, um, I advise more to go to look for a selling opportunity than for a buying opportunity because it is continuing with the sell trend. It's continuing with the sell trend. And now, if you watch, you can see that market is on a very, very strong support and resistance zone. So we are expecting, and if we should even use the trend line, you can see that there's a breakout from the trend line. This is 4 hours. This is a higher time frame. There's a breakout from the trend line, and there is already a retest to the trend line. So you might as well have taken your trade. You can as well have taken your trade from this point. Let's go to the let me go to the 1 hour time frame. So you might as well have taken your sell from this point. Then if you took yourself from this point, you are likely to put your stop loss either above here. And the 51S index is a very, very volatile index, a very volatile index. If you are taking you can likely take a sell from here. But because of the fear of this zone, most people will not likely want to take the sell from here but this is the most secure way of trading. Or if you are looking for a sniper entry, this is 2 hours. So this is 2 hours, and for this candle to have this, this engulfing this bullish candle here, it's a very, very huge profit for some traders, for some scalpers. It's a very, very huge profit for some scalpers. Now the 51S index is a very volatile index, and for this index, it's advisable you look more for a sell. For a sell, it's advisable you look more for a sell because I don't think there's any probability of this market buying because even from the 24 hours, it has been on a massive sell. So it's just to flow with the trend. I think in order not to make this video too long, maybe we should just leave it at this um, 5 index. Maybe in our next video, I will explain more on other index. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I really appreciate. I would love to get your feedback, and if you want me to still analyze more index, depending on the one you trade, maybe your favorite index, you are free to leave your feedback behind. I'll really appreciate. Thank you for watching, and do well to click the subscribe button to encourage me to do